Can you talk about how the idea to bring this franchise to be a TV series now came about?
I think that Comcast was interested in taking this franchise and expanding it. I think that was the initial concept. Was here's the Purge idea is so rich that we can probably there are different worlds that can exist in it. And I think they approached DeMonico and said, "Do you have other stories that could fit into a television show?" And I was actually very surprised that James jumped at it, because I thought that I expected James to just keep on making Purge movies, we'd just keep on doing that, but he really wanted to do it as a television show. That was an important thing to him, and he had these stories that he wanted to tell, and lo and behold, he invested so much of his time in it that he opted out of directing the fourth movie just to work on this show. So that's kind of, I think it was a Comcast idea that DeMonico really jumped onto and went for a force.
What are some of, I guess, the challenges that have kind of come up in taking what's generally been like a very, graphic, bloody sort of film franchise and bringing it to, you get a little bit more leeway with network TV than you would have basic people, but what are some of the challenges in writing for that and for producing something and creating a world that has to...
Well, I think I can't tell you that we definitely have solved those challenges until the audience, tells me, and they will tell me how they feel about that. But I think the fact is that in a TV show, obviously, you cannot be as graphically violent as you can in the movies, and I think that we'll see if the audience is going to be, if they're going to embrace that or not, because the show definitely, we're not putting people's heads in guillotines and showing what's happening in it. And at the same time, there's a lot of character development that we couldn't do in a movie because it's just not that time. We have 5 times as much time in the TV show as we do in the movie, so there's a lot more character moments than there are violent running around moments.
How much of the actual story is told in these flashbacks that we're able to see leading up to the Purge night?
I think the flashbacks are, I don't know what the percentage is to answer your question, but I think the flashbacks are really an important part of it, because in order to understand the moral quandary that these people find themselves in, you kind of have to understand what got them to the place where they are, and that's what the flashbacks get us. And in the film, I think in all 4 of the films we used, maybe I'm getting this wrong, but I think there's only really been one real flashback sequence, and that was the beginning of the 3rd one, where you saw why that character, why the senator character was such an advocate, not for the Purge because of what happened to her family. So the show gives you a lot more of that, and I think in a television show to really respond to these characters, you need to see what they've gone through to understand the decision that they're making on that night, because it's not across the board that everyone on the show, all of our protagonists want to kill someone, and inversely all of them might be struggling with whether or not they, even though it's legal, whether or not they're going to kill.
Tell us a little more, I guess, about what working on the show's been like for you.
Well, I'm actually in the 4th installment of the film, so I'm a fan of the Purge series myself. I've seen all of them, so to be a part of it, it's just been it's been a real blast. I mean, it's a huge learning experience, being that it is the first time I've been able to film a feature and a horror feature, so it's a huge learning experience for me. But also just be a part of a story that has a deeper meaning. Definitely, obviously, there's some social commentary in the 4th one. It's in all of them, honestly, but this one's definitely way more in your face. So to be, one of the 2 leaders of that statement, that bold statement, is a huge responsibility and a huge honor.
Was it, I guess, what's it been like kind of meeting fans and getting to see, people that have connected with that series coming in a little bit later in the franchise, but sort of kickstarted?
Yeah, it's been...
What Purge is going to be the most successful one?
He's been saying that all day.
It's true, though.
I hope.
because of you.
But I mean, it's to see everyone's feedback is it's almost like an out of body experience because again, I'm a fan, so along with them, I'm looking at this character who I don't even see as Lex. I see her as Naya, and it's really submersed into this world. So. Just like any audience member and any fan of The Purge, I'm right there with them. So it's taking me some time to get used to people coming up to me or commenting about the performance or the story or the braids she wore in the film. I'm getting used to it. I'm still getting used to it. It's fun.
So we had heard there's some nods to the first Purge in this series. Are you gonna make any kind of appearance? Or?
I hope. As of now, no. It's 10 years later, so and like the other films, every film has its own cast, and but no, not a thing.
We don't know what's going to happen with the TV show.
We don't know.
We really don't know. I mean, I'm sure if it comes back for a second season, that's going to be the first discussion of how do we integrate these environments, and is there a way to have what you've learned in the movies be reflected in the TV show and vice versa.
So would you treat it the same way where the movies are somewhat separate but common in theme, that each season would it be its own Purge?
I think so. I mean, that's more of a demonical question. I think that's what it should be. I mean, this is kind of a crazy experiment. It's never happened before. The movie opened 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and the series is coming on in a month, right? About a month and a half. So I can't think. I can't think of any time where a movie and a television show based on the same thing happen at the same time. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting and probably torturous to see how the audience accepts it, and if the fans of the movie tune into the TV show and vice versa. Because you can watch the television show and you can get through the violence if you can handle a little bit of violence or some blood, you can get through the TV show. The movie's a commitment. I mean, there's some really grisly stuff that can stay with you, and that's not for everyone.